One of the first selections you'll have to make is the choice of your athletic tail. You'll find the tails inside your curriculum notebook, just beyond the pages that has box 3 and 4. There are 39 athletic tails to choose from. You need to open your book up and look through and choose the one tail that you're going to choose to work with. Once you've decided on your tail, write down the number somewhere where you won't lose it, and now you'll be able to remember it. If another option we can do is add a clip art. These are the clip art that we have for options for you to put in. If you choose one of your clip arts as well, write down the name. So go ahead and pause your video and select your athletic tail template that you're going to use for your project. For this activity, we're going to use a software called CorelDRAW. And you find this icon and double click on the icon that says CorelDRAW X5. Once CorelDRAW has opened, you need to click on New Blank Document. Then you need to change the file name to your folder number and your initials. So 3502SH, and then the width needs to be 10.5. The height you need to change to 6.2, and then you need to click OK. The next step that we will do is we are going to import a design. And so up here there's a icon. It says import into the active document. We want to select that. Next, this import will open up, and we need to select desktop, and we need to find the folder on the desktop that has labeled tails, and double click that folder, and you can see the numbers of our tails, and this is why we wrote down our number for our tail earlier. I am going to select number 3. Once number 3 has been selected, then I will click import, and you'll notice that this screen appears, and it talks about a font substitution for missing fonts at the top. And if this pops up, we need to click OK at this moment. Once you've finished importing your design, you'll have your mouse will have changed to this icon, and we're going to use the click and drag to resize option. So when we're not going to click and release, click, hold, and drag to resize. So I'm going to click right here once and drag, and you see these red lines come down, and we're going to make it just so it fits inside the paper in this corner. We'll fill out the rest of our page in the next moment, and release, and our athletic tail will appear. So go ahead and pause your video and drag in your tail. The next step that we need to perform is we need to move all of these boxes inside our workspace. So this one I'm going to slightly drag inside. This top one down. This one on the far right, I'm going to stretch to the side. All 8 boxes need to be on the inside of your workspace. So go ahead and pause your video and move your boxes. At this moment, you can turn your call light on so your instructor can check your work to make sure that your progress is okay. The next step that we need to do is that we want to change our text. Now we need to make sure we have our object selected. You'll know it's selected by the boxes that are around it. In order to change the text, we need to ungroup our project. It is one solid group. So if we come up to arrange right here and come down to ungroup and then click off of our object, When we click, we should have three separate objects. So go ahead and pause your video and ungroup your object. Change the font. And in order, you have your choice of which font to change first. And if you select the top font, I'm going to change the top one first. Click text at the top of the screen and scroll down to edit text. So we're looking for this icon right here, edit text. Select that and this screen will appear, and you can highlight and just begin typing what you would like your tail to say, and click OK, and it changes the font to what you would like. Go ahead and change the bottom text to the font that you want in the same way. Just highlight and change it and click OK. Another option we have is choosing font. So if you'd like to change the font, simply hit the font button at the upper middle of the screen, find a font that you like. It's important to note, on the far right hand part of the screen you can see these color options. With our athletic tail, we are not going to change the color. You have the option of adding a piece of clip art to your athletic tail. There are 12 clip art to choose from, and this is how you access them. You've seen them in your book. Come up to the import button right here and select this. My clip art file came right open. The way you'd access it is you'd click desktop, find the clip art folder, double click, and I am going to, since mine says Millard Football, I'm going to click on the football and select import. Now again, you can see when you have this clip art file, it comes up with this cursor, and I'm going to show you where I think the best place to place it is. And we're gonna, first it'll overlap our tail, but then I'll show you how to move that. So select and drag and drop, and we have a few adjustments to do at this point. So go ahead and import your football and then pause your video and we'll make those adjustments. Next, we need to resize our football. I'm going to shrink it down to a pretty small size, and I'm going to select the inside of it and get all the boxes inside, and I'm going to create the size that I would like by dragging it up. Make sure the boxes are inside. Now where the tail is overlapped, I want to select the tail and shrink the tail so the tail and the football don't overlap. And then the text, mine stayed inside. You may have to move it so it's inside the tail. And if you want, you can also expand the font a little, or the text inside the tail a little bit to fill it out a little bit. It'll help you see it. So go ahead and pause your video and adjust your tail size. When you are done with your design, turn your call light and have your instructor check to make sure that you have the design finalized and all in the proper position. Now we're going to save our project. You need to hit File, Save As. Then you need to click on the local disk C drive, or you could click it up here as well. Local disk, Home, and click your mod or hour number, mod 5, and you should have your folder number in there already, so should be your folder number and initials, and click Save. At this point, the first student should be done designing their athletic tail, and this is the point in which you need to stop on day 1 for the first person. Now you should rewind the video and then let the second person create their athletic tail.